First Watch now.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch on 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone.
Well, as usual, let's start off with Cochise County football.
Making a little bit of change tonight. We're going to be going to St. David High School. We did the change because they're in the second round of the 1A playoffs. And we haven't done a St. David game, so it's one of the ones we have not done. They're 8-1 this year. They're in the second round. They got a bye last week, so they're playing Baghdad. They've already played Baghdad once this year, beat them 70-20. That's 8-man football, a little different kind of football, small league football. But we're excited to go do their game. Small town, that will be packed tonight, so we're going to do that game. 6:30 is going to be pregame, and then 7 o'clock is the kickoff. So if you haven't heard 8-man football, it's very offensive driven. But I will say this to him: Ryan Goodings, their quarterback for St. David, just incredible athlete. He is leading all quarterbacks in the county here for to be the number one quarterback so far. So we're excited to give him a shout out tonight and watch his game.
And that's going to be tonight right here on KWCD. Sheriff Daniels and Jeff Davenport call the game. You guys have been doing this for so long now, ever since Steve Kurtz took over.
We have. I had the opportunity to work with Steve Kurtz and both Kevin Caroline. And Steve asked me, hey, can you come over and help me on football? And I'm like, listen, I don't know. I've had a microphone in my hand for a long time, but I don't know if I can call a football game. And so he taught me a lot, I tell you. And as a result, Kevin and Steve, the press boxer at Buena High School, and is named after both those guys. They did it for 48 years. It's a tradition that we never should forget, that, to what they did for this community and broadcasting our student athletes. And the last several years, 4 years before Steve passed, he asked me if we can go around the county and broadcast not just Buena games, but all the games. And so I thought it was the coolest idea. So we kept that tradition alive. We'll continue to do that for Steve and Kevin.
And talk about local sports, right? So World Series tonight.
Houston Astros and the Philadelphia Phillies. Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. I'm a Chicago Cubs fan, so I don't know the rest of them. But long story, what's really neat about that, tune in tonight because we have two hometown heroes, baseball heroes, playing tonight. Seth Martinez, he's right on the edge of the roster. He got called up. We'll see if he shows an appearance here. And Derek Hall for the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, I had the opportunity when they were in Little League to coach both those kids. Now, I take no credit for their success. I'll just say that. I credit their parents, their families, and just their dedication. But to make the MLB, and now they're playing in the World Series, everybody from Cochise County should be tuning in at tonight because we need to appreciate those two student athletes at one time, now all-time heroes.
And this is a busy time of year, and last week you were out at the Relay for Life.
We went out. Jeff Davenport and I did Relay for Life last Saturday night, Saturday afternoon. It was a long day yesterday. Last weekend, I mean, boy, I'll tell you, between Eldorado Parade on Sunday, which was packed, great event, Relay for Life, we were there at 3 till about 10 o'clock that night. And had a lot of fun, though. We appreciate everybody coming out, and what a great cause that was. But it was a long weekend, and then we did the Buena game last Friday night, too. So we got community time in last week for sure.
And so we have to give a shout-out today for First Responder Day.
It's First Responder Day, so all our first responders, police, fire, EMS, deputies, troopers, agents, on and on, thank you for your service. And I continue to say it's a special place to serve in Cochise County, state of Arizona, and this nation still to be law enforcement. And I speak on my brand there, but for firefighters out there, for all the law enforcement, EMS, you name it, making a difference in our communities and saving lives. Thank you.
Well, let's talk about the border now. Do you have any border updates for us?
I had the opportunity to go out yesterday with our team. So I went out. Yeah, I hear it every day on my radio. Let me just say that. I check on in the morning. I'm hearing some kind of call for service for border. I go home. I hear a deputy chasing somebody. Whatever. Last Friday, exactly, when I was getting ready for football. 2 pursuits, same time. One started in Hereford, ended up getting spiked over by the tunnel. The other one all the way from Hereford, Arizona, to Lordsburg, New Mexico. Just incredible chase. And that's dangerous. I mean, it's incredible in the fact that it's a risk to everybody. But again, we pursue you when you bring a risk of serious injury or death to our citizens. We'll pursue you. We're coming at you. And we're going to do it smart. But it is, I mean, every day. I went out yesterday with the team for several hours and pursued 2 18-year-olds down here from Phoenix picking up. One lied and said he was a juvenile about his age, and I'll just say he was very mouthy. He turned out to be, he was 18. We took him to jail. They're driving a car that they had no ownership paperwork. We towed the car. Again, it just goes on every day. And if I say enough is enough, it is. It's just so frustrating that we can't do a better job. Our federal government can't do a better job. But again, we will continue to do everything we can to protect this community. As of last week, 1,016 people were booked in our jail for border-related crimes. That's over 800 smuggling investigations. I mean, just under 160 pursuits. I mean, that's since March on the pursuits. I can go on forever on that. It's just incredible negative numbers that we're addressing right now. But I thank my cities that work with us so closely, the troopers, the federal agents, Border Patrol, and we'll keep doing the right thing and the rule of law. That's what it's all about.
And remind the listeners the difference between turning somebody over to Border Patrol if they're driving or taking them to jail. There's a new law.
Well, last night's a good example. My deputy in Border Patrol got in a pursuit with a car. The driver bailed. The migrants bailed too. And we got them. But the driver he was quick. I'll just give you credit. He was quick on that. So we set up a perimeter. We had a helicopter out there. And so if we could catch the driver, we charge him under the new state law for smuggling, which is a Class 2 felony. Then we tow the vehicle. The migrants that came across the border illegally are turned over to Border Patrol. And I'll just say this. One of them was the scout, the coyote in the vehicle. Very arrogant guy. I'll just throw that at you last night, smiling, joking. It's like a joke to him. That was the fourth time he'd been caught. Fourth time he'd been caught. And he knows. He'll be back, folks. He'll be back and bringing more over here. So the migrants go back because I'm not immigration. They go back to Border Patrol. But since we started the Safe Street operations in March, over 2,000 that we've turned over to Border Patrol Plus. So, again, we are making that difference, and we'll continue to do what we can.
And looking inward for our department, we've had some successes, and one of them includes a CODA graduation and a new detention officer, Shania Nero.
I'm glad you said that. You said her name very well.
I hope that's it.
It is, and very, very nice young lady. I went to her graduation on Tuesday, spoke at the graduation up at CODA, which is a Correctional Officer Training Academy, and small class. Smallest class I've ever seen at CODA. Usually the parking lot's so packed, there's standing room only in the graduation hall, but there was empty seats. It just shows you the times we're in. It really does. But again, beautiful graduation. It's nice to see a new force coming in there. I was talking to CODA the leadership at CODA, or DOC, Department of Corrections. DOC is down under 2,000 officers, vacancies. You're looking at a job, and I want to compete against my own, but DOC, if you want to go work at DOC, over just under 2,000 vacancies for officers. That shows you how bad they're fighting this.
And it's a tough job. I mean, even our staff, they're amazing at what they do because not just anybody can do that job.
No, it's a very tough job, and I made that comment during my speech. Even law enforcement, we go out, we can stop and get a soda, we can talk to people, but the people in jail, their population base that they address every day are all there, and they're not happy to be there. They're not happy. A lot of them are very evil people, I'll just say it, that are in prison. They've done heinous crimes, and that's why they're in the position they are. Same as our county jail and our correction officers, detention officers in our jail. So again, it's a tough job, but it's a very passionate job. It's a worthwhile job, and please, I don't want to discourage anybody from applying, but it is. We work in a team environment within our jails to protect one another.
And you should apply. You can start at 18 years old. It's $40,000 a year. There's a $5,000 signing bonus, and that's a good way to launch your law enforcement career, too, and we're hiring right now.
Yeah, and that $5,000 sign-on bonus, I just want to clarify, that's good for 12 months, so it's good till May of 2023. That was a gesture between the Arizona Sheriff Association and the state of Arizona, the lawmakers. They provide the funding on that. That's not a local funding. That's through the state. So, and then we had a $10,000 parity bonus, which is the retention recruitment for every deputy and detention officer working in the state of Arizona. So that came through the state too. So thank you to the state legislature, Loopy, Dave, and Gail for doing that for us.
And speaking of state money, we have $5 million for a building.
We do. We got the contract on that. I think we're going in front of the board on November 15th for them to accept the money. They're contractual side of government for the county. I'm not. But so we got $5 million, and that's going to be for our border operations center here in Cochise County, a collective center to address everything from human trafficking to special cameras, intel, you name it. One-stop shop for border operations. So be the first of its kind on the southwest border. So very excited about that. Thanks to Governor Ducey and thanks to our state lawmakers on that too. So that's right around the corner.
And that's going to bring local, state, and federal together, like you said.
Yes.
And consolidate a lot of sheriff's functions too in one place. So it's going to be a really good way for us to use that resource.
Yeah, anytime you get $5 million to go out and purchase or build a building, we're looking at purchasing one and make a collective center for one mission. That's pretty impressive. And that was I proposed that about a year ago to the governor. That's really what we need down here with our partners. We have 14 law enforcement partners that work with us. So with all that together, I'm pretty excited.
And one of the things that they could be looking at as far as investigative, and I know it's going to be border and it's going to be drugs and smuggling, but one of the things that they could be working on that we're currently working on, so just looking in the future. Tell us about a home invasion that we were dealing with from last week.
Well, it kind of goes into my community safety message too. Last Friday, there was a call of a home invasion here in Sierra Vista, just south of the city limits. Elderly couple home. He was in bed. This is 3 p.m. She was watching TV and she heard her back door break open. The 4 suspects came in the home and she spotted them. They ran out. They ran west, so I was on scene within a minute. We set up a perimeter in that area where the neighbor actually saw them pull in. They had actually show how brazen they were. They actually went through they opened the couple's RV gate, parked their suspect vehicle in the backyard, shut the RV gate for concealment, and then went around the back and kicked the back door in. When the homeowner saw them, they actually jumped back in the car, drove through the RV gate. I mean, actually drove right through it, broke through it. So we're in the process of investigating that. If anybody knows anything about that, please let us know. Call the sheriff's office. Call your local law enforcement. Let us know. I mean, that's stuff we take real serious. When you break in somebody's home, it's your sacred, that's sacred to us all, and break in and we want these people real bad. So we're working on some leads on that. And but my 2 things on that. Number 1 is that always be vigilant. Always be vigilant. Now, these people were doing everything they could. They didn't do anything wrong at all. Make sure your doors are locked. Make sure your doors are locked on that. But last but not least, one of the things that we think made these people think the grass was pretty high. It's an elderly couple, so they get their yard maintenance once a year. Right after the monsoon, they hadn't had it done yet. We think these suspects thought the house was vacant. So I know we talk about keeping your grass low for defensible for fires, but also, sadly to say, we have people in the world that look at this in a different way too. So again, if you mow your grass, keep it down, because I'm pretty sure they thought this house was vacant. Sad to say. They had another one here in the city, similar MO, so we're working on that with them.
And one of the things that we have been notified of, and this happened in the city, was something along the lines of the TikTok challenge. And we don't want to encourage this to happen, but it's a challenge to go up to a home at night, make sure that you don't get caught, pound on the door, kick the door, whatever you do to the door, and you run away. That's been captured on home security systems. So that's a dangerous game to play.
Very dangerous. I mean, we used to go up and start kicking people's doors. I mean, I don't know what genius came up with that idea, but that's really, really dangerous. It's vulnerable. I mean, we live in a society where people are on edge already. And let's just be real here in Cochise County. In fact, the homeowner told me on this case I just talked about that she was talking to me about. I had her and her husband. I got them out of the house until we can get it cleared. But she was telling me she thought it was migrants because they walk up by her house all the time. She was, Sheriff, they're always around my house. And that's what the first thing they thought. These were not migrants, by the way, just to put a disclaimer out there. But again, the last thing we want people doing is kicking on doors and people are already on edge. There is no win-win in that. So if you have an idea, if you're going to school and you're listening to that, or somebody's thinking about doing that, think twice, folks. That's a bad deal.
There was an incident with a Sierra Vista police officer getting their car hit by a DUI suspect.
And first of all, we're so glad, we're blessed that he wasn't injured. I mean, the video on that's pretty horrific. That was last Saturday night. Individual out of the Tucson area had been drinking. The officer was on a traffic stop. He hit the officer. He hit it hard, and then took off from the scene. Our deputy, about 20 miles up the road, spotted the vehicle, took him down on a high-risk stop, and he's now in our jail for aggravated assault, leaving the scene of an accident. Again, just goes back out there. Folks, if you see somebody that's not driving good all over the road, don't be afraid to hit 911 and call us. We want to know about that, and that's how we save lives. Truly how we save lives. But we need your eyes. What's it saying? See something, say something. Share that with us on that.
And 20 years of Veteran Cemetery.
It is. Joe Larson, the team out there at Southern Arizona Veteran Cemetery, they had their 20-year anniversary Wednesday. They had a little ceremony out there, and it's such a beautiful sight. And so what a way to respect our veterans that have served our country. They do a great job of keeping that up there, so thank you for what you do there. It's nice having that here.
Well, let's talk about the Cochise County Sheriff's Charity Ride. It's coming up next Saturday. Not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow.
Week from tomorrow. We've been talking to that. Yes, 8 months ago we were kicking that up, and now, boom, here we are. It's here. So next Friday we'll be doing the final touches on that. So giving out $100,000 if you're just tuning in with us, which brings our total since we started the charity ride to $300,000. I think that's so impressive. And again, I say it, I'll keep saying it, thanks to Sean Lawley, the Lawley Automotive Group, and Jay over at American Southwest Credit Union, and all our community charities. That's where the money comes from. This is no admin fees. We don't keep extra funds, but giving out to 10 different charities, $10,000 apiece.
And, that is going to impact the Boys and Girls Club of Sierra Vista, Benson Shop with a Cop, Cochise Family Advocacy Center, which is Lori's Place, Peaches Pantry, Heroes Healing Heroes Outdoors, so H3O, as we were told, Cochise Education Foundation.
A Tree for Christmas, No Man's
Motorcycle Club.
Yeah, motorcycle.
I know that's not motorcycle.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Spelled that wrong. Sierra Vista Dream Center for Buena High School Weight Room, and CWLJ Hospice Incorporated out of Wilcox. So some great charities that do so much for our communities throughout Cochise County.
And you can get your tickets right now by going to cochise.az.gov/charity-ride.
And even if you don't want to go on the ride, or even if you do, either way, buy some raffle tickets.
Oh, yeah.
They actually sent a photo to us of a flatbed semi that has the prizes on it, and each prize is no less than $500.
Should be pretty exciting. And they're leaving off Fry Boulevard, right across from Veterans Park. We're going to be at Lawley's there. We leave there at about 8:15 in the morning. We're going to all be pulling out 500 participants, 600 participants will be pulling out of there. It's kind of a cool parade that we go.
No parade.
Of course, not parade. No, we follow a nice route. Let me rephrase that.
That's right. It's a show of support.
Yeah, show of support. There we go. And so come out and see that. It's really cool to do. And then at 9 o'clock next Saturday, they're judging the Festival of the Trees at the mall. So I'm going to leave in there at 8 with the show of support route, and then I'm going to run over the mall and do the judging there too. So it's going to be another busy Saturday.
It's that time of year.
It's that time of year.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Halloween, because we want to make sure everybody stays safe this weekend.
We do. And obviously, Halloween weekend, things are... Watch Halloween. It'll be on TV too if you haven't watched all the Halloweens. In fact, this is the last Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis is actually going down in this one. Something's going to happen. I don't know.
Are you sure?
That's what they say. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited
Spoilers.
to see it. Yeah.
She might come back.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know if that's true yet. So, but you never know. I just don't see Michael going away. I just don't see it. But yeah, so be safe out there. And Halloween night, Monday, the kiddos are going to be out there trick or treating. Be with. Hopefully, if they're little ones, obviously parents be out there with them and have flashlights and go in areas. And I got to say this, we're in such a twisted time, and know what candy they're getting.
That's really important.
Yes, and make sure it comes from a sealed package, like a Little Debbie's Hostess product like that. But if it's handmade, double, triple, check that. I hate to say that. 20 years ago that wouldn't even be the thought, but now it is. And the fentanyl with the color out there, man, it's scary that anybody would even think about doing that or lacing candy with something. But wow, folks, we just got to be smarter than the criminals that are trying to hurt our children.
And there were some people that were arrested out of Los Angeles airport carrying candy, actual sealed candy, Skittles and Milk Duds and Whoppers or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But they were actually fentanyl pills, and they were the colored fentanyl, secured. So if one of those bags got out of their custody of the criminal, somebody could very well have assumed that was Skittles and opened it and eaten it and died. So just please be careful. We have some safety messages that we're going to be putting out about that. We've had one case in Cochise County where we were able to obtain some of the colored fentanyl, but please just make sure that you're aware of that.
Check your kiddos' candies. Bottom line, just do that. And if you see something on Halloween night, don't be afraid to hit 911. Service to PD, your local law enforcement, the troopers, our deputies will be out there in force to make sure our kids are safe while they go around community neighborhoods. So.
All right, Sheriff, before you go, invite everybody out to Cochise County football.
Please join us tonight. 6:30 is pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff for the St. David second-round playoff game. St. David's home tonight. If you haven't seen some 8-man football, an exciting offensive game, come out and join us in St. David High School tonight.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office. And our next guests are from Tombstone. Hi, introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Kevin Stanley with Tombstone Will Survive. I've got a few other people here with me as well.
My name is Mike McCurn, and I'm helping out with the Tombstone Haunted House this year.
Excellent.
Yes, and I'm Bruce Nielsen, Tombstone Forward.
Angel Gibson, volunteer.
And before we get to the haunted house, because that's what everybody wants to hear, tell us about the people that are putting this on and what you guys are doing it for.
So we've got multiple groups. I mean, our biggest concern is things for the youth to do around town anymore. It's not the same environments that we grew up back in the day. Kids don't have a whole lot to do. They don't leave the house. So we started throwing 2 different events a year. We've got the 4th of July celebration, a nice big cookout and party and band and games for the kids to play with prizes in the park. This last year we had a free gunfight in the park for everybody, as well as ending it on the street with a water balloon fight with over 12,000 water balloons.
Nice.
It was really fun. We've got that for the younger kids, and then we decided to jump into Halloween and put on this haunted house to give the teenagers something else to come out and do. It's really been wonderful. We've had a lot of teenagers as well as younger kids come out to volunteer just to sit in the house and scare people.
Well, tell us about the haunted house.
Well, we built it. It's about 6,000 square foot. That's not counting some of the hiding spots. We've got some of the main people here that help design and put on the theme and everything as well. I'll go ahead and let Mike take over some here.
Yes, the haunted house itself is 6,000 square feet. It's 16 rooms to go through. And for scare level, it can go from anything. I mean, we've had kids as young as like 2 and 3 go through and not get scared because they're the brave ones, but the adults are the ones that do get scared. So it really can go for any scare level. We've had nothing but great reviews on it. The theme this year that we went through is that it is a carnival. It is a ringmaster and his sidekick Chance that has come to town, that has taken over and decided to release chaos through whatever they have brought within the circus walls.
What are the dates and times for this event this weekend?
So we run it the last 3 weekends of October, so we have one more weekend left. So we open tonight at 7 p.m. and run 7 to 11 Friday and Saturday. Sunday we're open from 7 to 10, and then on Halloween we're open 7 to 10.
As well as having the trunk or treat down there with the Tombstone Fire Department as well. So we'll have the vehicles down there on Monday with the trunk or treat for the kids to come through and everything, have a good time. The zip line will be open for everybody at a discounted price to go down at night, fire the laser guns at the targets and everything else as well. So it'll be really fun.
It's a great time for everybody.
And where is it located in Tombstone?
The actual address is 123 South 7th Street. It's right next to the zip line on the lower parking lot level, right by Tough Nut and 6th.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add before you go?
Honestly, we're still looking for sponsors, volunteers. We've got an amazing group of people that have come out, but again, they can only come out certain days. The greatest thing with that is almost every night the haunted house is different. We've got different volunteers, different outfits, different places. I've had one person go through about 3 different times already, and each time it was different for her, so she really enjoyed that.
That's pretty cool. So how can people get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of us on Tombstone Will Survive Facebook page, as well as the Tombstone Forward Association. I'll let him talk here.
Yes, Tombstone Forward Association, their phone number is 520-226-5024, and it is only $5 admission.
Excellent.
As well as you can get on the Tombstone Haunted House Facebook page, and there a lot of the information will be pushed out, as well as all of our sponsors. We've had some great sponsors, as well as a few different companies taking care of our volunteers. We've had Pizza Hut and Papa John's here in Sierra Vista provide a lot of food to feed our volunteers, as well as the Crystal Palace Saloon in Tombstone and Puny John's. This weekend, I believe we've got Texas Roadhouse as well assisting and feeding our volunteers, so that's really wonderful.
This community really comes out when it comes to stuff like this. I love it.
Absolutely.
It really has.
Yeah. Well, we thank you guys for coming and talking to us today. We thank you for putting on the Haunted House in Tombstone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's First Watch on KWCD Country, and it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch Now
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
on 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest from the Salvation Army. Hi, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Captain Heather Bays with the Salvation Army.
And I understand you want to talk about victory over addiction. What is that?
Yes, so we are, this is our second year, and we are doing a walk down Fry Boulevard with posters and all kinds of amazing stuff, and we're going to, it's a walk against addiction. And we're going to have victory over it. And so we have all different kinds of agencies and speakers throughout the day after we get back from the walk.
And who would you like to participate in this walk?
Anybody who has their heart for addiction or is in addiction, has family in addiction, or anybody at all. Because as far as I believe, everybody has something to get victory over. It's not just drugs and alcohol. So that granted, this is at drugs and alcohol, but we all have addictions of one kind or another. So it's for a victory over all kinds of addictions.
And how do they become part of the walk? How can you get involved?
They just show up at 8 o'clock.
Oh, nice.
Yep, just show up at 8 o'clock, and we're going to finish making up some posters, and we'll be heading out, and then come back to the Salvation Army. And like I said, we've got speakers, we have food, and all different kinds. We have about 15 organizations that are there that have all different types of resources for any kind of addiction.
And when is the dates for that again?
It is November 5th.
Okay. Well, let's talk about bell ringing. I know you got that coming up here pretty quick.
Yes, really quick. Yeah, so we are starting bell ringing on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and a lot of people don't realize that the Salvation Army, all that we do all year is based a lot on our budget that we make during the bell ringing season. And so if you would like to come out with your family, it's a great time for fellowship and getting together and making new traditions to come and ring the bell.
So you're looking for volunteers to do that. How do they get a hold of you to be a volunteer?
Just call down at 520-459-8411 and ask for Eva McElroy or Captain Ty.
And also, another way you can help that is by donating. When you see those kettles out, you see the bell ringers, make sure you drop your change or some dollars in there. Some 20s would be great, too.
Absolutely. And we also have QR codes where if you're not carrying change, that you can, if you have a Samsung, we have Google Pay as well as we have Apple Pay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the times.
Right. Trying.
Well, let's talk about Angel Tree, because that's just around the corner as well.
Actually, Angel Tree has already started. So we are taking applications for anyone that is in need and this year. And I know that it's been a really tough year for a lot of us, and it just seems to doesn't seem to be getting any better, and so we are taking applications from families right now. What you need is birth certificates of your kids, proof of residency, and proof of income.
Okay. Well, Captain Heather, we thank you for coming and talking to us
Thank
today.
you.
All right. That's from the Salvation Army. Also in the studio with us now, we got Wilma from the Butterfly Club. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys? Good to be here.
Good to see
Full
you.
house today.
Yes, we have lots of guests
I
today.
know. So this Saturday, go in your attic. Go find that trunk with all your fun dress-up costumes. We're having the Masquerade Ball.
And where's that going to be?
At the mall in Sierra Vista at the entire food court. This Saturday, we start at 6 o'clock. We have a band coming in from Phoenix, Dr. Pedja and Friends, jazz, blues, Aretha Franklin type music, so lots of dancing, lots of fun. It's a fundraiser for the Butterfly Club, which we know for the last 22 years here in Sierra Vista, we give free wigs to women and children and teenagers who have cancer, and we also give the wigs all over the entire United States. So we need to do big fundraisers to give these free wigs away to women who desperately need them. So this is one of our big fundraisers, a ball. Dancing, food, auctions, giveaway, 6 prizes for best costumes, funniest, sexiest, original group. Okay, so lots and lots of fun.
And
what an event.
A 50-50 raffle as well.
And a 50-50 raffle.
Yes.
And a diamond bracelet.
Nice.
Yeah,
Lots of
and we have
prizes.
baskets that are upwards from up to $1,000 to $2,000 each for a silent auction. So it starts at like $100.
So how do you get tickets to the masquerade?
You know, at this point, this late in the game, just show up at the mall. We buy them there, cash, check, or Zelle.
Okay, and how much does it cost to get in?
$30 a person, $50 a couple.
All right, so that's going to be tomorrow at the mall at Sierra Vista. What are the times one more time?
6 p.m.
And I understand you already have some events planned for us into next year as
Yes,
well. Tell us
and
about
then
some of
we
those.
have,
Give us a tease.
November 12th, I think, Saturday, we're having our bazaar at the mall and the car show.
Okay.
Next year, last weekend in June, the Coney Island hot dog eating contest.
Nice.
What else do we have? We have so much planned right now, but you know, I'm going to be back here in 2 weeks to
Oh,
talk
yeah,
about that
we'll
again.
talk about those
So,
too.
but anyway, so there's a lot of events going on tomorrow night, but 6 o'clock, show up at the mall. Come and dance, come dress up, let's have fun. Bring 16-year-old and up. So bring the family. The kids will have fun dressing up too.
All right, well, we thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Thank you again.
That's
okay.
Wilma from the Butterfly Club. And coming up next, we're going to talk to the Sierra Vista Police Department about National Night Out, and also the Sierra Vista Animal Care and Control have an event coming up that I think you're going to enjoy. That's coming up next. It's First Watch on KWCD Country, and it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch Now
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Campus and Grady Butler.
on 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. And next in the studio, we have representatives from the FOP. Good morning. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Lawrence Boutte with President of the Fraternal Order of Police for Sierra Vista.
And I'm Marcus Anderson with the FOP Sierra Vista.
And kind of describe what an FOP is.
The FOP is a Fraternal Order of Police. It's just an organization, and I said Sierra Vista, but it's actually an organization for Cochise County. Law enforcement officers from all over Cochise County are members of the organization. We do a lot of community events and give a lot of money out to communities, social organizations, youth athletics in the community. And that's part of what we're talking about today with the Haunted House.
All right, tell us about the Haunted House.
Yes, the Haunted House, we dubbed the Sierra Vista Nightmare, is in collaboration with the Buena High School Criminal Justice Club, the Buena High School Key Club, and also Tombstone High School Key Club. This year we are located in Huachuca City, 830 Arizona Street. We'll be open October 29th through the 31st, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's about $5 per kid. 5 and under of age are free.
And how scary is this haunted house going to be?
We have a mix of reviews. We have reviews of being super scary, too scary, and just plain out fun. So
Too scary. That sounds like the super scary. Too scary sounds worse, doesn't it? Or more scary?
Probably more scary, yeah.
So you guys have got volunteers that are putting this on. How have you guys put this together?
Well, we put this together through a slew of sponsors: First West Properties, Ace Hardware, Waste Management, Stand Fencing Company, Mr. Shed, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric, Max Towing, Dillard's, David Raymond Photography, Rooter, Target, Pepsi, and Tractor Supply. Not necessarily directly sponsors, but we got Candela Hot Dogs and Pit Boss. They'll be out there this weekend as well. So basically, we just have a group of about 10 to 15 people that build it. So we have over 1,000 hours building into the haunted house there, and it's a group of people who are just really interested in just Halloween, scaring people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a big participant with them was the Buena High School Criminal Justice Club, and also the Key clubs out there. They actually run and actually participate in the haunted house itself, so they get pretty excited about this.
And how can people find you guys online for more information?
They can reach us at the Facebook page. We have one. Just go to Facebook, type in Sierra Vista Nightmare, and join up. I mean, you'll find all your information there, photos and other scary stuff.
And they can also go to the Huachuca Lodge 28 FOP website, and links to the Sierra Vista Nightmare Haunted House are also located there.
All right, give us the dates and times one more time.
October 29th through the 31st, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., $5 per person. 5 and under are free.
All right, well, we thank you guys for coming and talking to us today. And up next, we got from Sierra Vista Animal Care and Control, Arlene is here to talk about a really cool event that you've got coming up at the animal shelter.
Good morning. Yes, tomorrow is Pogwarts Day. I'm super excited. We did Pogwarts open house about 4 years ago. It was incredibly successful. And since we've been so full, we were thinking, what can we do to bring people in and check out the animals? So we decided, hey, let's do Pogwarts again, because it was just such a fun open house. We had so many people, a lot of donations, a lot of adoptions. So tomorrow, starting from noon to 5, our Pogwarts open house will be at the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center. We're going to have so many things going on. Our magical market is going to be there, which is also known as Rambo's Rummage Sale. So you go into our market, you pick an item, and you give us a donation for what you think that item is worth. We don't put any prices on anything. It's just whatever you think you want to donate to us, that's it. And the funding goes towards the Friends of the Sierra Vista Animal Shelter. In addition to that, we'll have our sorting hat if you want to find out which house you belong to, which, by the way, our houses at the shelter are Slobberin, Griffin Dog, Kitty Claw, and Wufflepuff.
I love those. That's my favorite part.
Isn't that great? You might get to meet Fluffy the three-headed dog, and Dobby might make a presence as well, which is great. We are also going to have all sorts of goodies from Honeydukes. We're going to have butterbeer, which is actually apple cider. Just wanted to mention that. No alcohol involved. But, yeah, come in and check out our open house, our adoption specials. Bring the kids. They can be dressed up in costumes. You can be dressed up in costumes. You can bring your dog to get dressed up in costumes and take pictures with all our different decorations and backdrops, and it's just going to be such a fun day. And then maybe after that, you can go to the haunted house.
Aha!
Right?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, a good day, a good plan. We're going to have some popcorn and just all sorts of goodies there. As a matter of fact, for the first maybe 48 kids, we'll even have a bag of goodies that will include a magic wand.
Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes. So please come by tomorrow from noon to 5 at 6799 East Highway 90.
And you guys are also on Facebook, and the Friends of the Animal Shelter on Facebook, and that's a good thing to follow as well.
That's right. We finally have our own Facebook page. It's the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center, and you can check out our video, our ad for the open house. It's actually really cute.
It sounds like fun. Well, thanks for coming and talking to us today.
Thanks for having me.
That's Arlene from Sierra Vista Animal Care and Control. And from the Sierra Vista Police Department, National Night Out was canceled in October because of rain, but you've got some good news for us. It's Tim Wachtel.
Yeah, good morning, Cochise County. Obviously, last month, Mother Nature decided that we weren't going to put on National Night Out, so we all got together and we're going to give it one more try this month. So next Tuesday, November 1st, from 5 to 8 p.m., Veterans Memorial Park, we have everybody coming out again. So.
And remind us of some of the things that we might see out at Veterans Memorial Park for National Night Out.
Well, obviously, it's the best time we can get the police and the community to partnership together. So all the first responders in Cochise County will be there. Everybody's going to bring out their cool toys that they have. We're also going to have some canine demos. The fire department's going to put on some demos. Jumping Castle is going to be out there. And then we're just going to have a good time, and hopefully Mother Nature lets us do it.
And
Let's go around.
Officer Borgstadt talked about a race that was going to happen last time. Is that race also going to happen again this time?
Yes, it is. We have this T-shirt race where you have to race and grab a frozen T-shirt and try to undo the frozen T-shirt and put that T-shirt on, whether it's too big, too small. Make it happen. So yes, we're still going to do that.
All right. So invite everybody out to National Night Out coming up this Tuesday.
Yep. Again, Tuesday, November 1st, 5 o'clock into 8 p.m. Veterans Memorial Park.
First Watch on KWCD Country. It's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch with the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
Join us again next Friday morning, 7 to 8 a.m.
First Watch.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Only on 92.3 KWCD.